important thing a wife can give to her husband is herself. And it is her responsibility. It is our responsibility. It is my responsibility to make sure that this self is appetizing and pleasing to my husband's eyes as much as it depends on me. If your hair is turning gray, you don't control that. If you're starting to get wrinkles on your face, you don't control that. But what you do control is how much you're eating and if you're exercising or not. So do those things and then let everything else fall into place. That is such an important thing.
Now, I want you all to remember what you see, okay? The number one need of a male, write this down, is sex. Write that down, you didn't know that. The number one need of a male is sex. I didn't say the number one need of a man, because the man is spirit. A man needs God. But the number one need of a male is sex. Why? Because the male is designed by God to be a progenerator. That means a male is always full of seed. His purpose in life is to provide seed. That's why every male right now is carrying 500,000 sperms in his loins right now. He's a seed carrier. So his number one purpose in life is to provide the genes or the generations or the generations, the genes for the generations. So a male is designed by God to produce generations. That's why when God wanted to create a nation, he never went to a woman, he went to a man, because a man carries the generations. He said, Abraham, a nation shall come from you, and Sarah will incubate the nation. So the man needs sex. The man doesn't want sex, he needs sex. Say he needs it. Men don't want sex, they need sex. A need is something that helps you function. A car doesn't want gasoline, it needs gasoline. If you don't have gasoline in the car, it stops functioning. A need is not a want. Men do not want sex. They need sex. Now, because a man, number one need is sex, because he's driven by the divine purpose to produce seed, that's why men have no cycles. A man has one menstruation cycle. He's always ready. All the time, every day, all day, anytime, anywhere. The guy's ready. So you see, a man ain't got to build up the sex. He's just ready. And he ain't got no cycle, so he's ready even when you are not ready. Creates a problem. Now, most women who are married, especially you Christian women, some of y'all think that your husband got a demon. What's wrong with you, man? You had it last night, this morning again? What's wrong with you? And yesterday you had it, day before. You're sick, man. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to take you to Pastor Matthew and cast out this nymphomaniac demon. You are full of the devil. And so you take your husband down to the office. You make an appointment to see Brother Matthew and say, Pastor, my husband have a demon. He's a nymphomaniac. He won't leave his hands off me. You got to pray for him. Cast the demon out. And Brother Matthew says, I got the same demon. Your husband is not sick. He's normal. And if anybody here want to be too spiritual, any brother want to be too spiritual, if you don't have this same desire, you need prayer.
Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Lord willing, as a whole, you all continue in sound doctrine. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sister of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, this is edifying through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This title of this lesson is going to go to another direction, but the title is The Role of Aged Women. Women in Order, Teaching the Next Generation. Right? What is the role of the aged woman? And Lord willing, this edifying for you sisters and even for you brothers that's coming in the faith. You should be knowing and analyzing the role of a man and a woman. This lesson is truly inspired by a few days me going on TikTok and hearing, people teach the word, and I'm hearing women. And then, other videos, brothers is always talking about with 304s or women in the world, what they always say. A lot of you women don't know your role, right? Even if you say you're a prophetess, if you say you submissive, if you a wife, or you're a Proverbs 31. Most of you women say you're a Proverbs 31, but not even rehearsing what is in a Proverbs 31. And truly, you have many examples of a Proverbs 31, which is throughout all the scriptures. But the main point of this lesson is surrounded around Titus, the 2nd chapter, verse 3 to 5. Verse 3 to 5 is probably the main points that I might use today. So you women can actually understand, like what we see in this video, and from the brother GMS Sin City, Las Vegas, he titled his lesson, "What is a man's number one need from a woman?" And this was showing you, right, the number one thing that a man needs. It's not saying it's the only, so don't get your head all scrambled, is sex. The Lord gave that man a rod, is sex. But let alone, even with the other lesson that I played, that other little video, or what the lady said, from a woman's mouth, that is a key point you need to know. But saying it from a man's mouth, if you have a husband, it doesn't matter if he attracted to women or whatever, you with that man right now. It doesn't matter, whatever. You could be with him for 20 years. Stay up on yourself, because of course, a lot of women, you can be insecure. You need affirmations every day. In the ancient world, you didn't need that. Like it was just natural. Oh, you're beautiful. But on this side, you're doing it because you're insecure, right? But you have to know, when you get in the man of the Lord, you want to always make yourself a attraction or a desire or a delight, because you are the possession of your husbands, right? So it's just like a brother having a house or a car. The house is looking a certain way, okay? You want to be a reflection of how you look, how you smell. So you should be up on your health. Hey, if you want to tone up your body, get some curls in there, you should be making it a daily effort. Not, oh, let me just go 6 months. Make a daily effort, because you are a woman. Your job is a little more easy and slow. Find a way to make a workout schedule where you can work out. Hey, if you know how to sew, do things that you already, if you analyzing your husband, that what makes you attractive to him, right? He might say, yo, I love that you sewing. I love that you learning how to do garments. Even if you watching videos, if you always cooking a meal, you baking something, right? You looking out for other sisters. Those things, for a man in the truth to see a woman not jealous over another woman, that put a smile on a man's face. Or if you don't always have drama or situations, even though you're going to have battles, but you're supposed to be looking at your husband, how he deal with things, and to truly say you are a reflection of your husband on this and this and that, is how he deal with situations, to show if you are a reflection of him. But again, these videos should show is the difference between a man and a woman, okay? A way difference than a man and a woman. But this main lesson, Lord willing, is edifying, is about the role of an aged woman, right? The order of the woman in the teaching of the next generation. So this is the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. I'm going to try to actually read it in the KJV and the NLT, so we can take as much of this lamb, off the bone, right? This is Titus chapter 2, verse 3 to 6. In the KJV, it says, "The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Young men likewise exhort to be sober minded." In the NLT, it says, similarly, teach the older women to live in a way that honors the Most High. They must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. Instead, they should teach others what is good. These older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children, to live wisely and be pure, to walk in their homes, to be good, and to be submissive to their husbands. Then they will not bring shame on the word of the Most High. In the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely. But when you even look at verse 2, it says, teach the older men or the aged men to be sober, to exercise self-control, to be worthy of respect, and to live wisely. They must have sound faith and be filled with love and patience. But truly, when you look at verse 3, verse 4 helps even verse 3. And then verse 5 helps verse 4 and 3, because for a woman in verse 4 to train a young woman to love their husbands and their children, that woman has to master even her own self, to find ways to how she lived to honor the Most High, in that they must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. That the lady that's teaching the young, you have to make sure that you're not out here slandering, and that you're not a heavy drinker, because then you won't be a role model to show the next one. Because whatever you doing, they can be like, shoot, you doing that, then I can do it. Instead, they should teach others what is good. In order to do verse 4, you got to do 3. But to do but to fulfill verse 5, you got to do 4. So you got to do all 3. These older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children. How do you love your husband? 1 John 3 verse 18. Little children don't love in word or tongue, but love in deed and truth. So if you really reverence, obey your head, whatever he says, even if it was said a month ago, whatever that decree is, you're supposed to do it. This is how the example, even for you men, some of y'all sometimes don't show that you believe, like in the whole word. Not saying that you don't believe in the truth. Sometimes you show that you fully don't believe in it, right? Because truly, when we learn something and we can't fix it, you're supposed to feel conflicted, right? With all of us. If I didn't know that you're supposed to dwell with your woman according to knowledge, but to know that, I get afflicted. So when now you want a girl, or you want multiple girls, guess what? You got to deal with both of them, let alone if you got daughters, right? So, dear brother, if you want all the women in the world, you got to dwell with them according to knowledge. You got to get in there, because if you believe in the word, you're supposed to apply it. Knowing that she's a weaker vessel is the point of you delivering the word. We understand, yes, they're a weaker vessel. You talk to them a little different, but you still supposed to hold Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud and spare none. You women shouldn't get spared either, just like the men. 24 day by day, week after week, the men, you are getting sliced and diced. But even you women, you should know that we talking about you too. Okay? The words that we read, we supposed to apply to train the younger woman. How can she do that? How you gonna train your daughter if you haven't been trained? And some of you age women, you got in the truth as an adult. So a lot of our younger children is young coming in this truth. Okay. So this is Proverbs 22:6, the classic. And it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? When you're training, you're building, you're guiding them, right? Because how can you train them if you don't have the information? You pointing them to how they supposed to move. Even as a mother, if you got a husband, you should know, hey, yo, look, your dad, he like this, he like that. And you should be planting that in your daughter, because then it could come a time where you on your period. Or if he has another woman, she on her period, or another woman on her period, that your daughter can get in that place and be like, oh, I know dad usually liked the tea, so now she making a tea. Those examples shows that you've been teaching her and she's learning. Okay, dad like this. Okay, this is what he likes. Oh, dad wants you to be quiet. Oh, yeah, hey, do this, or do this and do that. That helps build up the child. So say if your daughter get to a certain age and now she got a man, everything you taught her guess what? She won't depart from it because you trained her up. You trained her up in this thing, okay? Even if we was to look at the definition of train, right? Let's just see what they say. To train someone means to teach a person the skills, knowledge, or behaviors necessary to perform a specific job, task, or activity. So especially when somebody get a role at a job, you supposed to, a manager, a supervisor, or owner, you supposed to teach them so that, of course, that person can actually be a good employee. If the person can't be a good employee, what you gonna do? You're not gonna hire them, or you're gonna fire them. So it's the same for if you know, a lot of you women probably you wasn't in this truth. You supposed to be hearing it from a man of the Lord on the role of a woman, and then you supposed to go apply it. Because if you're not applying it, it will show that you ain't listen or you didn't care. It's the same for the man. You're supposed to be submissive and a servant under Yahushua. If we not listening to the men of the Lord, how we supposed to move? If I'm a prophet, I'm a teacher, and Pastor Tahar say, yo, brothers got to do videos. If I could see I could do more than 3, right? I should be doing the most, because this is about life and death. And if I say I care for the people of Israel, I care for the elect, I should be showing it by using the talents the Lord have given me, right? So when you're trained, is to teach a person a skill, knowledge, and behaviors necessary to perform a specific job. As a man, through starting with the apostles, those men that labored before us, they supposed to already have this understanding and this example and this experience, so that all we got to do is follow their footsteps. So the same for the woman, the same for a man. Okay. So Titus chapter 2 verse 4 again, and these older women must train the younger women to love their husbands. These girls don't got no husband. They don't got no children. So you teaching them before they do. So when they get a husband, they can perform what they were taught. Yes, there's certain things that you might not be taught, like, you know, how to please in this certain way, which that would be another time for another time. But you will be indicating that she will have to open her legs, of course, but mainly cooking, cleaning, how to make sure she smell good, right? When you buying smell good, if you got enough funds, you should be showing your daughter how to smell good. She's a girl. And it's the same when we even go to verse 6, you know, encouraging the son. But verse 5, to live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes, which is the same as a woman that's a keeper at home. It's Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. You women didn't even want your feet touching the ground. Not saying that you didn't go outside. It just, you wasn't like a woman in modern time where you had to be outside. I can't. I'm gonna be bored if I don't go out, or this. Because even in the ancient world, we had land where we could go do what we want. But in this modern time, you see so much fun. We can do this. We can do that. You think it is a mandatory that you have to. It's okay once in a while, maybe blue moon, maybe, hey, if it do happen weekly, yeah. But your mindset should always want to be in your own domain, in your own house, as a woman. Okay? To do good and to be submissive to their husbands, then they will not bring shame on the word of the Most High. Okay, so the whole role of you being a Proverbs 31 and every attribute that pertains to you women is so that you don't bring no shame to the word of the Lord. That's the main point. To say you're a Proverbs 31, or you doing the role of a wife or a woman that believe, or a mother, is everything that you do is that you're trying not to bring shame to the words of the Lord. And going back in the KJV, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So you got to have action behind this. Verse 6, in the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely. So yes, you can encourage the young men, because it says young men. Those are the men that you can teach. But eventually, he's gonna become into an actual man. So now it's really the man, but really your son should always be watching his father. But you are the nourisher. Children automatically have an instinct to go to their mom. It's just a natural thing. So you're supposed to use your nourishment. And since you are in that position and they still young, you're supposed to be teaching them. If you have children, say if you don't have children, right? Like, because even if women come in this truth and you dealing with a brother and he got children, right? You got to know how to build them up. Or what if a man you attracted to or you connected to and he got a whole nother wife, right? Some of these attributes you have to apply, right? Regardless if it's dealing with behaviors to another woman and how y'all build together, or if it's children, right? I'm using every angle because women, you have to learn even if you single, you have to build yourself so that if you get a husband and you came in this truth and you 28 and you ain't been in this truth for like 2 years and you never been with no man, now you supposed to be learning how a man of the Lord move so that when you get one, you can act it out. Are you going to be a woman that get with a man of the Lord? Oh, I don't know. Well, what should I do? Because really, when you hearing these lessons, how men move and how they talk, you're going to get it. But yes, you learn from a man when you with him. Then what if this man has another wife and he wants you, he's pursuing you, but then he tell you got another wife, but you're like, you know what? Hey, he is a man of the Lord. And then you dealing with him, you got to perform the duties of a sister, let alone you can't show that emulation, having jealousy. All these things in the scriptures is for, it's supposed to inspire you to do the will of the Lord, right? Let me go to that in Timothy, because everything in these scriptures is to inspire us to do the will of the Lord. 2 Timothy, the bottle just chimed in. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. All scriptures is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine and for reproof, for correction, and for instruction in righteousness. So let's just look up this word, inspiration. Inspiration, the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative, right? So when you're inspired, it should be moving you towards it, right? Or especially doing something creative. You had to be inspired to do it. To play your role, you had to be inspired to do it, right? For me to want to teach, getting off of what, you got to be inspired. I'm nobody, just using it as an example. Me trying to go to the gym. My brother might say, man, I want to go to the gym. Or if I get out early, I'm like, oh, I can go to the gym early. I'm inspired. Then I actually go. Like, I'm actually here. So as soon as I get done, I'm about to get in there. I'm about to get busy. What does that mean? I got inspired to go. Okay. So Paul is writing to Titus about order in the assembly. So when we look at Titus, the 2nd chapter, it deals with aged women in the 2nd verse. Aged men in the 2nd verse, aged women in the 3rd verse. Right, let me put this on the screen. So it deals with aged men in the 2nd verse, aged women in the 3rd verse, young women in the 4th and 5th verse, who that's directed to, and young men in the 6th verse. And of course, you even got damn near all the way down to the 9th. You have the servants. So this is about structure, discipline among the believers. Yahweh is not the author of confusion, which when we go to 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, verse 33, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So everything that is taught to you men and to you women, this is not confusion. Like if I'm bringing confusion, if I'm teaching 2 understandings, then I'm going off and I got to fix that. Okay. But Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is not the author of confusion. This doctrine has to be in order, decency, and 100% truth. So order reflects righteousness. So the role of the aged woman, right? Because when you look, you got to go back. Verse 3, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. Okay, so this refers to spiritually mature women, not just in age, but in experience in faith. They must be in behavior as becometh holiness, reverent, which is respect, set apart from people of the world. Hey, and some of you other diligent ones that say you in this truth and you're not. You got to be set apart from them. Not worldly minded, okay? You can't be worldly minded, especially as a woman. If a woman, oh, you know the woman is a weaker vessel. Yeah, we know. Guess what? Stop being worldly minded. I'm not, I am. Certain things that you might do where it might be a mistake or it might, whatever it is, and you can see it, you acknowledge it, you got to know you're being worldly minded, especially if it's destroying you. If it becomes a minor setback, like someone, they get caught in a situation, then they leave the truth, right? That should be an example that you were worldly minded, some way, some form. And even more if you worldly minded and you see it in your life, you see it in your walk, okay? So, not false accusers, not slanderers, not gossipers. You don't want to be that as a woman in this thing. It is women that was that in the world. Wait, shit, is still women like that right now. Proverbs 6 verse 16. These 6 things doeth Yahweh hate. Yes, 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imagination, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Okay? Yahweh hates sowing discord. So not giving, before I even reference, because we're going to keep hopping back to Titus. And I know I'm going to be referenced, and then I don't want to get y'all confused, right? So when you see in verse 3 where it says, not false accusers, not given too much wine, or they must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. Well, what is this? Self-control. It doesn't mean a woman can't drink. It's not saying you can't get no sip dip with the sip, but not giving too much wine, right? Not ruled by fleshly appetite. This is for all. This is not, none of these lessons is direct towards one particular person, right? Especially if we're doing a lesson for you brothers that's in these other camps. We'll directly say the elder that's off, but guess what? Or a brother that's off, anybody that's following it, you off just like him because you following it, you teaching it. These lessons is for all Israel, and you women, right? The Lord is exposing a lot of you women out of the truth, and even you women in the truth, claiming this truth, because even it could be women that's on fire in the truth, but she still has to be examined too, right? It's women. Oh man, I'm a daughter of Zion. And let a woman, and brothers is always using this because we know a lot of y'all women don't fully grasp the word. You don't fully accept it, right? Hear that a woman is attracted to your man. You know him or you don't know him. Then you're going to have all these thoughts. You'll have thoughts in your mind. You're not really with it, right? Some of you women get bugged out when a man rule over you. Oh, I'm a slave. Oh, you rule over me. Authority. Oh my goodness. But guess what? Technically, when you look up the word woman, it means female servant. Okay? You have a job to do. We didn't create you to be a woman. I didn't create myself to be a man. These roles, these positions, right? These gender titles was given to us. So now play that role. Okay? So teachers of good things, right? What is teachers of good things? This is a key. Their role is not public headship, but private cultivation of the next generation of women. This is another reason why you women need to know you have a very important role. Whatever you do and how you walk in this thing is beneficial to the next generation of women. So what should you teach? When we go to Titus 2 and 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, which is in action and in truth, and to love their children, right? You shouldn't have no form of lying. Now, of course, we human. We might hold something, be like, oh, man. But then if you hold it for so long, and it could be something like a real heavy weight, because guess what? You're going to need that rebuke. And then you waited so long to bring it out. guess what? The rebuke might be even more harder. Okay? So you want to love in truth and in deed. The word teach right here means train up, discipline into right habits. Because when you are getting a new job, they're teaching you this role, really training you, building you up the discipline. Like, this is your role. This is what you're supposed to do. This is the time I want you to be here until this time. This is ongoing instruction, not one time of advice. This is why, starting with the elder apostles, we always say you're going to hear almost the same lesson again. You're going to hear the same precepts come out about the 10th or 20th, 30th, or 100th time. Now, that point is directed to some of you men that get tired of bringing out the same verses or going outside and nobody. No. It doesn't matter. This is about Yahweh Shem Shai. He wanted that to come out. And I've been sitting on this lesson for 2 days, and I'm like, I don't know. But then getting to work and then seeing these YouTube videos, and then what's going on in other congregations, having conversations with brothers on TikTok, and then women speaking how they is, and then you leave you leave from the room and you come back, and women is orchestrating on who can talk, who can't talk. Hey, let me bring this out. Y'all brothers don't know about salvation. And then brothers that's saying they Hebrew Israelites allowing a woman to be on stage and read and this and that. And then a brother be like, wait, hold on, bro. You gonna allow this woman it's men teaching. Like, we all saying we Hebrew Israelites. Don't you know women should be quiet in the church? Oh, Paul had a reason why he was saying that women could teach. Women could be prophetess. And a brother trying to give her the sense on that and wasn't accept. A lot of you women don't know your role, and especially if you a wife, right? Outside of praying to the Lord and believing in Him. Guess what? Making sure your husband has been comforted, right? If we see what Paul said, you can't neglect him if he wanted. Just the same with you. But then it goes back to you being under your man and whatever he says is going, right? But truly that man's supposed to be in the word and really ordering his house. So when you go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, it says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. So in thy pain you shall bring children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Right? And first, a man should be ruling over his woman, ruling over his house, ruling over his children, because really all of y'all are his possession. And even if you say you agree, you say you is, but your actions should show it. Okay, you are a possession. And if that man is a man of the Lord, he's going to move you and structure his house the way he wants. And it's truly the vision of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So truly, if you not with it, right? Hey, Lord willing, Yahweh Shem Shai don't give you a man of Yahweh Shem Shai, because a lot of you women don't even deserve a man of Yahweh Shem Shai. But again, back to you brothers, rule your house, rule your possession, because if it's your possession, it's yours. Okay, that's what helps our women be molded even better. When we start getting on our A game and our faith as a man, it helps the woman. Okay, so. Let me just slide back to this real quick. Titus chapter 2. So verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober. Okay, to be sober really is, of course, from other doctrine. You can even use sober even in a twofold when you can look at it for liquor. But really teaching a woman, and even if she's young or whatever type of mode that woman, you're not first thing in the liquor. If she don't know how to be a wife, you're going to teach her how to be a role of a wife. But truly, if it's really, we're talking about being edified. So you're going to first edify a woman on her role as a wife. Oh, hey, you're going to have you never had a period? You're going to teach her period. A young girl, what the heck we teaching her about liquor for? So even when you teaching, those are reflections even for yourself. So what it is to be sober, to be clear-minded, not emotional, unstable, or impulsive. It's okay for you to be emotional or in your feelings. for good things, for the nourishment. Oh, babe, your back hurt. How I feel. I'm just so worried about your back. That's where your feelings, that's where all your emotions is, right? Or certain situations or certain things happen. But mainly you're trying to maintain that, especially if you get upset or if you angry, somebody do you wrong or something happened. You don't want your feelings or emotions to get the best of you, where you find a way and you act out of character. You're doing something either in public with your husband that you shouldn't do and he might feel some way, or if he's not around you, that you shouldn't do. If it comes to you, if you are upset, if you angry, this is where you're supposed to have that spiritual discernment on what to do and what not to do. This goes back to, if you sober, you should be able to have some type of self-control, right? Especially if it becomes that you're not you, that means you're dealing with a spirit. Okay, you got to know we in this truth, so you should be analyzing the surroundings you are around, or surroundings you're going to get yourself into. Even if you're not around surroundings, what have you manifest within yourself when you woke up? Or why? Or I don't have nothing to do, I'm going to chill here. You in your house, right? You either in a road trip going to a whole nother country or state, or you at work, right? Whenever you find yourself in idle or doing something, make sure you always inviting Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I just wanted to say, because that's another way how you be sober. Keep Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai on the edge of your lips. The other point, it says to love their husbands, right? To love, this love right here implies to loyalty, respect, and devotion. You got to have a devotion to play your role. Have a devotion to be the wife that he wants you to be. And truly, you have to be the wife of what the scriptures is. Plain as day. All the other extra things and how you get cute, you do that to keep the little spice. But as a woman, you're really trying to be the woman of the scriptures. Now, some of y'all women have stronger attributes where you're more loving. Another one is probably more spiritual. You spiritual, but this person could probably be more spiritual. This sister might be busy in her work because she might have, the things to get product, or, she's antsy. She's always moving. She's always trying to do something in the house. Everybody got some type of talent or something that's a strong suit, or something to make their mind drift away. If it's something that's keeping you lifted, strengthen your abilities, your practice, you should find a way to always find yourself dabbling in those things. This is another example why I can understand why even going to the gym, it helps me to go even to meditate on scriptures or meditate on a lesson, because when I get out of here, I got to get into a lesson. It helps me build up my body, right? That time I could have been scrolling or whatever it is. So for me, working out, being sore, just as a human, it helps you stay out the way. And you're doing something beneficial to the body. And then when I get done working out, I gotta do something spiritual. Then it's just a cycle all over again. You want to find yourself doing certain things that get you back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So truly sober-minded, clear-minded. Okay? Loving your husband, having that devotion, that push. Okay, but this is Ephesians 5:33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. And you men, you loving your wife as yourself is how you pushing yourself. The line that you moving, you applying it to her. And for you women, you got to understand that too. It's so harsh as this. You have to know you're with a man. And if you Israel, and if as a woman, especially if a woman wasn't trained, and just like when you go in the Marine Corps, you never been in the Marines, I'm going to take it easy on you. No, it's critical. So a man might be more stern. He might have it this way. Hey, Another brother might be another way. Don't worry about how another brother is. If your husband is a man of the Lord, how he order his house, how he trying to get things straight, how he might be strict, how he might be tough, but the love, you still feel the embrace of love when everything is all peachy and good. You have to know when things get tight and tough, that brother is a whole nother, he's a whole nother man. Because when you out of box or out of pocket or out of wax, you messing up the connection. It's just like Wi-Fi, something getting in the way. So now it's like in the old days, you had to smack the TV to get the signal back. So a man have to get that spiritual discernment on you by him being discerned and coming all strong, just like speaking to the children where they stop at the midst, oh damn, dad's speaking to us. And you got to get that fear in you, like, dang, man, oh man. And he going into the verses, and when he bringing it out, he explaining it to you, and then you like, dang, I don't even know that. Man, I always read that verse, and then you all in your mind because of these verses, and they hitting you. And then when he get done, now you want to go read those things. He hit you. He hit you right to the core where it need to be done, right? To you men and to you women. Stop trying to get in this truth and everybody all soft for you, especially if you fucking up, right? Just like what me and the brothers is doing, right? It's brothers that's getting new in here. Some brothers might feel like, man, I'm getting overwhelmed. I don't want to feel like I'm getting hit on all sides. Brothers ain't doing it like that. We trying to do it in love. We trying to correct brothers because we are the reflection of the union. So this is a camp. So if I'm going off somewhere else, this is going to reflect on Yarmayan, Sam and them. So you got to put order. And sometimes the talk can be pleasing. Sometimes it's straightforward. Sometimes it might seem harsh. But guess what? If you know this is of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai and brothers dealing with you off of the scriptures in order, right? At the end of the day, you got to take it to the chin and know. And I have that because I'm in the flesh too. I'm like, man, damn, Yarmayan about to bring up something else. And I'm making sure that I'm listening because I would be a hypocrite. He's my head. Regardless if I'm second or if I'm this and that, he's my head. In this congregation, he's my head. So I got to make sure when hey, nah, bro, I know what you're saying, but hey, this and this and that. Then I got to analyze this brother had experience. Even if he didn't have experience, for the Lord to allow him to be a head, I have to be able to be submissive and yield to what he's saying. Because the gems he can be given, I can probably use. I can apply to myself. Okay? So even for myself, in order to love that wife, I have to love myself. And if I love myself, whatever leadership, whatever teaching mechanism I give to that woman is going to be the reflection of the same teaching I would teach myself. Okay? So when you go back to the Titus chapter 2, when it says, where's it at? Verse 4, it says, and to love their children. Okay? Motherhood is not a burden. It's a calling. And you got other points even in Sirach, but we already went over the time that I wanted this video, but this had to come out, I guess. So this is Psalms 127 verse 3. It says, lo, children are an heritage of Yahweh, in the fruit of the womb is his reward. This is another reason why I'm motivated. This is why even more why I try to be spiritually angry instead of angry because of this, or I'm not making enough of this, or I wish you had more money, so that I can go get this, and then I wouldn't be stressed if like, oh, I gotta make sure you got bread or you got bread. Then I gotta think like, dang, I gotta get another job, or I gotta get, because that's just human shit. All this shit gonna get destroyed. So Yahweh Shemal Shai gave it. I'm using this right now. The Lord gave us, the children is the heritage. Children are an heritage of Yahweh. So even more, when you training your daughters, this is the Lord's heritage. So you have to look at how even more determined you got to be the example for the young women or the young men, just like me. Because those children is the heritage of Yahweh Shemal Shai. And how we teach them and lead them, it helps on that bill if you're going to be of the elect or not. Okay? For you to even have a child growing in this truth, that should put a smile. Even when you angry, you upset, that should be the smile. Like, dang, the Lord didn't only choose me, he chose my children too. You know what? Let's get into it. And that's another push for me to try to do better, to be better, because I'm not trying to only get salvation for myself. I'm trying to get it for my household. I'm trying to get it for the elect. You got to look at this on a way bigger picture. You go back to Titus and you look at verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So discreet, self-control, wise in speech, right? Whatever slips off your tongue. Chaste, pure in conduct and modest in behavior, right? Because you could be modest in attire, in appearance, but you have to be modest in behavior, which a lot of women would lack. Keepers at home, this does not mean incapable. It means guardians of the household, managers of domestic order. You see, you're the manager, the boss is the husband. But when you even analyze Proverbs 31, it shows a woman who works, but her focus benefits her house. So this even shows women can work. When you go into Proverbs, she works with her hand. So even you women can get your butt up and go get some bread too. You know, you might be, oh yeah, I see my husband might want this new motorcycle. You know, I can help by putting a few funds. You ain't counting your own self out. If I'm saying, you know what, I want to give both of these ladies $1,000, or I want to give her this and this and that. You know, I'm doing that for my own. Okay, if I can get this, that might put that smile on her. She could probably go get this for what she need, even though she go get this other bread and da. Boom. That's to put that smile on you. It push you, just like certain things that we do for our wives. It make your woman all bubbly and she up early in the morning, this and that. The same, even when women really working, and then you see that check coming in. Now, some of you women that be like, oh man, or babe, I wish you didn't have to do all of this. Like it is some of you women out here. Y'all are a gold mine. Lord, when I'm using the right word for y'all women that want to work. You women that want to put your brick in. You women that want to make it easier for your husband, not because, oh, I'm a servant now. Oh, the Lord don't care. Is you know that he's willing to put it down. You know that he's willing to give it all for the household. But you had a mindset like he a man, he should have this. You women are a gold mine, and you doing a good job just with that thought. And I wish, you know, other women would have that same mindset. But if you working to be a Proverbs 31 and you find yourself idle, you find yourself slipping, now you got to find something that can get your time. Yeah, working, getting a job. If you got fabric, you got old fabric, you better sew things that shouldn't get sold so you can find yourself busy. These things help us stay out the fucking way or stay out of trouble. Man, speaking to you men, but even more you women. Okay? You men and even more you women. So verse 5, after it says keepers at home, it says good. Good at what? Kind, upright, supportive. Supportive. Right? What's a woman was a helpmeet. You're supportive. Even if it's not what I want, but it's not about what you want. It's the desire of the man, and you're going to be supportive. Yeah, babe. Oh man, you'll look good in that. Oh, if you do that, hey, okay. Hey, if you could do that. Shoot, I'm good. You gave me this, I'm good. Hey, babe, go get that. Oh, babe, you want to do that? Okay, go get it. You want to be supportive. Now that we came in this truth, we're not in the kingdom. We want to apply the things we learn in this truth, because guess what? In the kingdom, you're going to do all of this. Why not try to do the things that you can do? This is you rehearsing the righteous acts. You being supportive. And it says, obedient to their own husbands. This is alignment under order, right? When you go to, I'm going to put the other Bible scripture so we ain't got to keep hopping to that one. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, the head of woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High, right? This is all circled around order. Order does not mean that you don't have a position. We just said that the man is the head of the woman. So you're the head of the children. But even more, look how important your job is if you are over the children, even though the man is over all of y'all, but you have a position over the children. It helps your role to lead these women to be a better version of you, a better version of themselves by knowing the ways of the Lord. And you have more children. Guess what? You get to look at your smile and be like, damn, I'm about to raise another princess. Oh, you know what? I'm about to be determined that she don't be like Auntie Levette. She don't be like Lakeisha Lecrae. She don't be like my favorite auntie. She don't be like my sister all the way on my dad's side, or my sister all the way on my mom's side, right? Or my son to be like to be like my only brother. I want him to be better than him. Right? You teaching them Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is better than what, of course, any one of us that haven't been raised in this truth. Okay? So, order, it means function. That's what makes this whole ministry flow, because it's a function. Why is this important? That the word of the Most High be not blasphemed, which is the last point, or his word, they will not bring shame on the word of the Most High. When divine order is rejected, which this whole truth coming out is a divine order. So if you reject it, families collapse, children grow unstable. This is why children have these worldly habits. Doctrine is mocked, the faith is dishonored. Society today pushes independence without order, but scripture pushes unity under structure. This is why it's even important, especially in the ancient world. If a woman was going to a whole nother country or a whole nother area, she was fully going to her Adawan for permission. She was telling him. It was no, I'm about to just go to the farm down the street. No, she was telling him, because it's the same for the law. Say if somebody some regular pilgrim guy walking, a traveler, he's walking and your wife is picking up corn and she got a dress on, and then he grape her. She don't scream or whatever it is, just like it's saying the law. Come on. So if she would have told you, now you know where she was at. Outside of, what some of us do, you put the location of your wife on her phone so you know where she at. But we human. You supposed to be connected to your husband and playing your role like, babe, I'm about to go here, and then when I'm done, I'm about to do this. Because if you get in an accident, somebody take your car, or this and this and that, now you get that weight off your shoulder that you told your Lord. Because to truly a real woman doing that, you have to know that you are a woman, you are a man's possession. And when you're not near your possession, especially when you're away, that if anything happened, just like what they say, call Tyrone. When shit hit the fan, majority of you women will call your husband, even if you know your father's number by heart and this and this and that. Let somebody rob you. Let somebody kidnap you. Let somebody just break in your car while you getting out the car and beat your living ass. If we was to really be real honest, majority, from what I believe, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then y'all women need to do better. But majority of you women, if you have a man of the Lord, you calling him first. You have a desire to call him first. But if you didn't tell him, and then he react like, see, man, if I knew, I didn't know that you was going here, man. This is why when it goes back into order, right? But hey, let's not take my words for it. So should older women be constantly teaching this, what we're reading in Titus chapter 2? Yes. The command implies ongoing cultivation, just like men must teach doctrine. Let's go to, Salaki, let me just stay there. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. In the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Okay? So if they do not teach, the world will teach. Social media will teach. Feminism will teach. Captivity culture will teach. So first, even for you men, if you don't teach, the world will teach. Social media will teach. Feminism will teach. Captivity culture will teach. For you women that's not teaching these other women and these young men when they get of age, but really the younger women, now you allow your daughter to be taught by the world. Social media. She's always on TikTok. I'm over here. Your daughter at a certain age, she talking about Snapchat. What are you talking about? Okay? So those teachings are not aligned with what Yahweh Shema Shai put in the forefront. So the bigger the picture, restoration of order. This instruction restores marriage stability, strong households, respect for leadership, and generational continuance. Right? Let me get this one. Micah chapter 4 and verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers, speaking about Elijah, who was John the Baptist, the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. And the Lord have brought the men back to their children. And even to the spirit, you got your spiritual fathers coming back to the children. We got spiritual fathers out here that's playing a role. Okay? So order in the home prepares the nation. So now the fathers, when you come in as truth, you got brothers having a wife that might already have children. Or you get a wife and then you get her pregnant. And now it's like you're not thinking, you're not thinking of no divorce. She make a little mistake, you're not thinking. Now it's different if we talk about fornication. That's why I don't mention it. Because even if a woman make a mistake, if it never went to adultery, laying with another man, that girl is yours forever. Ace to the wood to the tomb. She ain't going nowhere. Mine. Okay? The mistake's going to happen. We're human. Right? But we have to be better. That's why the scriptures is here. Right? We have to be better. You have to want to be better, let alone the one thing I said. What if this woman has children? What if you're about to get children? You're supposed to be looking at somebody's watch. Somebody's always learning something. Even if you're not using your mouth, the way you move, how you act, them children going to reflect on it. When I go in the house and all my children see me, majority of them say, hey dad, or shalom, or giving me a hug. Guess what? If they seen my wives do it, blah, 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 and then I teach my daughters. You see how your mom greet me when they see me? Guess what? When you get a husband, you're going to have to greet them too. So when you see me, just as a teaching mechanism, when you see me, you better say something to me. I'm a man and I got daughters. And I want my daughters to be taught because I know it's a good feeling. Even if I might not show it, it's a good feeling when your wife ripping and running a bit. Hi, this shit feel good. Because I feel like a man. I feel like a king. I feel like a guy that you broke your damn leg. You stopped doing what you doing just to run up to say hi to me. Now I'm feeling like a man when this whole world don't think of you as shit. You want to raise your daughter like that so that eventually when she get a man, she going to be doing this. This is why we bringing the parents back to the children. Come on, sisters, pay close attention. I'm about to close. I'm sorry this lesson was so long. So let me see. So this is about structure, not oppression. This is about righteousness, not control. Even though a man through the spirit is controlling and putting order in his house, women have a powerful role, just not the same role as a man. Remember that. Keep that circled in your mind. Women have a powerful role, just not the same role as a man. Older women carry responsibility to train younger generation. When women embrace their biblical role, the household strengthens. Even you women that's in the faith, it could be women that have that's older, but truly, you our actions show that we're older, because when you grow in this faith. Spiritually, you're supposed to be growing. Spiritually, way over your age. And those attributes, it could be so many things that a sister is doing or a brother doing. I should be able to look at my brother Yarmayan and learn some things and apply them. If I can, if it fits me. Okay? So when women embrace their biblical role, the household strengthens. This is a fact. So are mature women mentoring younger women? This is a question. Are young women seeking guidance? Really, they should be asking questions. They should be wanting to know. You should be sitting there thinking, do your daughter ask for guidance in certain areas? Is the home being treated as a divine assignment? Pay attention to it. If two or more are gathered in my name, I am there in the midst. Are wives reflecting reverence, respect, and order? So what support the things that we just said today? Proverbs 31, a virtuous woman, let alone a man, don't give your strength to a woman. Ephesians 5:22-33, marriage order. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 to 15, quiet learning. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1 to 6, holy woman of old, right? They honored, they had that fear of serving Yahweh Shem Shai in Genesis 2:18, a helpmeet, which truly go into the name for what women means, female servant. So women are not sidelined in the faith. You're not. They are foundational to stability. You are foundational to stability. And I'm always using a reference. You are symbolic to the nation of Israel. So if men or men fail, the house falls. If women fail, the house also falls. Right? Let me just go to this in the Apocrypha, Sirach 27:3, really directed towards the men. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai, his house shall soon be overthrown. Right? We can understand why would a house fall for women, because a man could go out his wits for a woman. A man's heart can be crushed different, and then he lose the sight of the vision because of a woman. Especially his brothers out here dealing with child support and all this extra stuff. His brothers stressing. His brothers, you can't see your son till here. It's crushing brothers. You know, it's literally crushing brothers, and that mess with a man's mind or his thinking, especially when he out here teaching. But even more, if a man fall, that's even more dangerous because of the man. Okay, but another difference, it can be a woman that fall and the house can still maintain. But then you got to think that man got to go hard and teach the woman. But this is why even the elders say stay away from, the Israelite women, right? Or the niggas, right? Really, the real niggas, the Judah, because of how they is. It's better just to be by yourself instead of dealing with a headache. You bust her down and then she don't believe. You bust her down and then she believe in some but still doing bullshit. It's hard out here. But if you do have something, always make sure you standing strong, right? Because those that fall and can't get back up, you were not meant to even be in this truth. So Titus 2 shows that restoration starts in the home. Of course, restoration is us being back restored to Yahweh Shem Shai. That's what it really is. But in a separate sense, my household is different from this brother household. The Lord is bringing back marriages, and these marriages is bringing that restoration of marriage, right? Judah loving Ephraim, or Judah loving Judah, Benjamin loving Benjamin. The Lord is restoring us men back to women, especially our women. Maybe not all of them, but he's restoring us back. He's restoring back that connection. So, strong men, strong women, sound doctrine, order under Yahweh Shem Shai. Again, the role of an aged woman. Women order in teaching the next generation. Shalom, shalom, abad, babal.